I wake up in the morning like really early, like some people are still like sleeping. I wake up really early, I get to work, and guess what? I get breakfast.
Feeling fulfilled, feeling excited to come to work on a daily basis, feeling passionate about what you do.
When it's knock-off time.
Happiness at work is having a job, man.
Happiness at work is loving what you do. If you love what you do, you'll never have to work another day in your life, right?
You're working, so that's a blessing, having a job in the first place. And then I guess also like having a good relationship with your colleagues, your boss, you know. I mean, how many people can say like, hey bro, this weekend we went out with my boss and we were like watching like rugby. South Africa lost obviously, but okay, but yeah. Or like, yeah, having a good relationship with your boss, your colleagues, and yeah.
So happiness at work is really about employees finding a place where they belong. And I think you break down the core constituencies of happiness in a number of components. The first is really having an understanding of why I'm here and what is my purpose. So if you look at generational theory, the way things have changed over time is, there's the baby boomers, there's the Gen Xers, millennials, etc. The younger guys coming into the marketplace today are all about saying, well, what's my purpose and how can I relate to this bigger purpose of an organization? That drives a big part of happiness. The next part about it is really about saying, how can I craft my environment and work that I want? So that means not necessarily doing an 8 to 5 job, measure me on my outputs, tell me what needs to be done, let me work it out myself. So it's a lot about ownership, it's about creating things on the fly, and it's about finding the kind of family that you would have away from home.
You don't have to like rock up with a tie and a suit and shoes, and you could rock up in pajamas, but you still want to respect your job. But that's a fun part, getting breakfast, not rocking up with a tie, and yeah, it's chilled, man.
It's interesting, coffee and food is very interesting because it builds a culture around things, right? Specifically, not necessarily free, but it's definitely about creating areas where people can have food, where they can do things together. Right? There's a theory called incidental occurrences. It's when you get people from non-homogeneous groups that blend together, that's where the most innovative ideas come from. Right? So it's really about saying, well, how do I get someone from engineering, speaking to someone from marketing, speaking to someone from accounting. Typically what's happening is these kinds of things are happening in pockets, but it's important to force these kinds of different viewpoints to create new ideas. So I think creating a kind of culture where there's a lot of mixing is a big thing, right? So I think that's one thing. I think it's also about reducing the levels of command, right? So as opposed to traditional, there's the CEO, there's directors, and there's senior managers, all that kind of stuff. I think it's more important to say, well, we don't necessarily need this hierarchy, but we need you to understand how your specific job contributes to the greater thing for the company, right? And then from there, I'll tell you what needs to be done, but you got to work it out yourself. That then removes the onus away from saying, and it's an 8-hour job, right, from 8 to 4, but about saying, how do you drive the output yourself? How do you own that kind of output?
Supervisor.
My boss.
Yo, it's my boss.
I guess it's my supervisor.
Bosses who don't treat people well. I know we all want to be treated well, but I used to work for a boss. I'm not going to mention his name though, because he might be watching. And I used to like work at a cash register, and I wasn't getting a lot of money because I was doing a holiday job, and then he used to like take money because there was money short.
Part of that comes with the ability to say, well, I want to be a place where I belong, and it's not just about money anymore. So there's a few things that are embedded into this. Money is a factor, but it's also about understanding meaning. Right? So what's the meaning for me in the workplace? Right? Have I got a bigger purpose? So for argument's sake, like Google's Don't Be Evil, is there some kind of vision, is there some kind of massively transformative purpose that an organization has that I subscribe to, that my daily job gets me there? Right? So that's the first thing. Money plays a part into it, as does training and growing on the job. Right? So it's all about saying, well, how can I find a place where I can grow? Why is that? Is because a lot of companies in the past haven't been loyal to employees, and employees saying the same thing back. There's no need for me to be loyal to a company unless they look after me as well. And so I think money is a factor, but that's not the only thing. In fact, I would go so far to say is money is the only thing that's keeping you at your job. It's definitely not the right job for you.